it's easier to experiment online because then you're open to more options. It kind of is like a new person because it's like, because you're not really talking like you really would talk. You know, it's fun and also it can be dangerous to experiment.
I really don't want people to know who I am or stuff like that and what I like, and yeah, I don't want people like finding out about me.
It's so much easier to talk to people on Facebook. I mean, you don't have to see them face to face.
Who knows who they are? You don't know their appearance. You don't know anything about them but what they've told you. They could be lying. And there's no way to actually trust them.
You have the guts to do stuff on the computer that you don't have the guts to do in person sometimes.
My cousin, who's in college, made a bunch of mashups with his friends, and he kind of introduced me to the whole thing. I put up like these fan-made opening credits for the Watchmen movie, published them on Facebook.
We call it digital life, but to them, it's just life. Our kids live in a 24/7 connected culture. We used to sit at home and look at 3 different devices. Now it's one device and it's on the move. The way we used to consume information was we just took it in. They create it as much as they consume it. The genie's out of the bottle, parents. Don't even think of getting a stopper.
Well, today it's Club Penguin. Yesterday it wasn't. Yesterday she'd never heard of Club Penguin.
I just recently learned what POS means, parent over shoulder.
Everybody is looking at their screen.
But I don't see any need for a 6th grader to have a cell phone.
The wiring of children in the world right now is a bit of a bummer.
When we hand our kids a cell phone or a laptop with internet access, we are giving them these powerful tools of communication and creation. It may seem really overwhelming, but there are just a few simple ideas that if you can take them to heart, you can guide your children to get the best out of this exciting world. I think the thing parents are most concerned about is privacy.
It feels like it's kind of like your diary, but not really, you know, because you're talking with your friends.
You never give any information to anybody you don't know in person.
Well, anything on the internet is going to be messy because, like, you can see everything, you can know about a person, you can know just about anything from anybody on the internet.
Everybody was trying to kind of one-up each other on that, so everybody wanted to see, you know, oh, well, who can do the most, I don't know, nasty thing. Kind of makes you feel gross doing that stuff. And then I broadcasted it on the internet. I did have a private MySpace account, but that really didn't seem to matter all that much, so.
The task of childhood is to figure out who you are. And the online and mobile worlds have given kids all these new fabulous tools for self-expression. One of the great things is that kids can have all these identities, but one of the downsides is they can hide behind them and do hurtful or harmful things to others. We just have to be able to guide them to understand that, you know, these identities and all this self-expression leaves a lasting impression on their reputation if they aren't careful.
I could pretend I was a boy and they would think I was cool, but they wouldn't know I was a girl.
You have so many options in the game and it feels like you're actually the character, sort of, and you basically can do whatever you want.
The Eva Online is like changing all the time. It's not like, you know, me.
You know, you can show your age in your little box thing. And I haven't showed it, so it's cool because I'm kind of treated like an adult, you know?
I was surprised because I know people lie, but I wasn't like expecting someone to lie about their age.
You know, the whole culture of the internet is free. And so kids grow up with this notion of, well, it's there, I can read it, I can take it, I can copy it, it's free, it's mine.
It was a project for school, and we figured if it was good enough, we'd upload it to YouTube. And I would show you now, but there was like a copyright claim because we used the song, so now it's like all blank.
I thought it was just information, so I just copied it and changed it around a little bit, so it didn't really sound like it was like being copied and pasted.
You know, you really need to be careful that you just can't copy and paste content because this is what it means. It means that you are writing something, you're giving it your name, and you're saying you came up with these words, and that's not okay.
And somebody took my work and put it somewhere else, I would be pretty mad because I worked hard on it. And I think that they should work hard on their own.
Think about the Wild West, right? We created this mythos, and the people went out and they pioneered and they created a civilization. Well, our kids are doing a version of the same. So what kind of civilization are they going to create one decision at a time?
If just somebody's a little bit nice to you, you're their friend and you act really nice to them, it's sort of weird. Like that, if you met them in real life, you probably wouldn't be that great of friends.
And he found a social networking site that was about people who love punk. And then his knowledge of punk was so vast so quickly.
We always go to this place called East Main Street, and we just make friends, add them to our buddy list.
Usually it was a fight that got started at school. Or on MySpace, you would just try and get everybody to comment on that person.
Someone put on MySpace that one of the teachers were doing drugs, which it wasn't true. And that teacher got in really big trouble.
Over the past couple weeks, I've noticed an increasing number of conversations that have happened on Facebook that have negative connotations in real life. So I'll be going off Facebook for the next few weeks.
I just think if you're around somebody you need to talk to, then just do it face to face. I mean, it makes more sense.
Parenting is an evolving art form. I wish it were a science, but it's not. And to be a really good parent today means just going where your kids are going. But it also means helping them understand that they have to be responsible for this life, for their choices, for their friends, for the community they're building, and help them navigate through the perils and the possibilities of this wondrous world.
What is appropriate for a kid in terms of what they're exposed to and how that's going to affect them and how fast they grow up is where the struggle lies.
We have more tools at our disposal in a digital world than we do in a physical world.
As a mom, you should be nosy and want to be involved in your child's life. If I were a mom, I would check and look at the conversations, especially if my daughter's texting as much as I am.
There are things that are available then for the kids to be productive, for them to be, resources that they could tap into so that they can become better students themselves. But the parents need to know about them.
How they can do this art thing.
Oh yeah, they do the stick figures and the animation and stuff like
all
that.
That stuff.
There are aspects of the emerging digital world that I think are amazing. And I love the fact that we can't even picture what they're going to be doing and that they have no problem picturing what they're going to be doing even if they can't imagine it yet.
And it's like anything, it can be used for good or evil. Like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
You know, as parents and teachers, it's our responsibility to give our kids good roots in our values, to be able to distinguish right from wrong, to act wisely and kindly and responsibly. But it's also our responsibility to give them wings, the wings of this technology that lets them create, collaborate, connect, and go places that we could only have dreamed of. This is the beauty of this digital life.